Hi, everybody. Good to see so many people are interested. Have you ever experienced when deploying new content or updated content to Power BI to your end users or to your production environment that your heart is beating a bit faster or that your stress level is suddenly rising up? If you're BI creators, you probably know what I'm talking about. My name is Nimrod Shalit. I'm a product manager at Power BI. And today, I'm going to give you a glimpse of what we're planning to release within a few months. It's just the first step in a long journey, but we do think it's going to be a valuable and useful tool, and maybe it also will take care of your well-being. So our mission at Power BI is to spread data culture across the organization. And frankly, it's going pretty well for us. We constantly see more and more business users using Power BI on a daily basis, consuming more data, getting more of their questions answered by analytics. But this positive trend is also creating challenges, especially for BI creators, because as usage in Power BI keeps rising up, also the demand from business users for more and more new features and new ways to explore data. And also, they usually don't have too much of a patience to wait for that new feature to come. You probably had the experience of getting an email saying, hey, I saw another sales department report with visuals 1, 2, 3. They're really cool. Can I have them? Can I have them by tomorrow because I have a presentation next week with a customer? Or why is data getting refreshed only in the morning? Why can't it be refreshed on an hourly basis? On a 5-minute basis? Or why can I see an hourly breakdown of all customer inquiries from today up to 1950? Didn't we move to the cloud or something? So the requirements can vary a lot, but eventually they're mostly around getting more powerful visuals, getting more data to be consumed, while obviously meeting the SLA of always being available and always being reliable. All of that creates an immense load and a challenge for BI department. And to be able to meet up with those requirements, BI department need to strive for operational excellence. And when I'm saying operational excellence, I mean the ability to execute fast and with high quality. So it should be in an optimal way. To reach operational excellence, there are mainly 2 factors to get that. The first one is a process. And a process is needed because usually in medium-sized and larger organization, or when analytics is an important part of your organization, it's not enough to have a BI engineer to manage all of the BI part end-to-end. You need to have specific people with expertise. BI authors to build beautiful visualization in reports and dashboards, data engineers and architects to manage and build models and data flows, and obviously BI managers to oversee all of that. And so in order to get to operational excellence, you need to have a very good process between those people. And it should be very efficient. But a very efficient process is not enough. You also need to have tools to support that process. And this is where we come in. Today, I'm very excited to introduce to you for the first time Power BI deployment pipelines. A deployment pipeline is a tool to support BI departments in their process of shipping new content or updated content all the way from development to production and to their end users in an efficient and reusable way. With Power BI deployment pipelines, BI creators can improve their productivity by focusing most of the time on their expertise and what they do best. You will be able to deliver content updates much faster and reduce the errors and repetitive manual work because you will be able to configure reusable settings for different environments for test and production, and then deploy again and again and again. Now, I've talked too much. Let's see a little bit. Everyone can see my screen, right? So now I'm logged into Power BI in the home screen. I'm a Power BI Pro user, so I have the ability to upload content, to share and collaborate it in different workspaces. Now you can see that there's now a new menu option on the left called Deployment Pipelines. I've already set up 2 pipelines, but let me show you how can I get started. I'm creating a pipeline. Let's call it, I'm giving it some name. All right, and I'm creating it. What you see here is the main view of the pipeline. It is built from 3 slots: the development slot, test slot, and production slot. Right now, the pipeline is empty, so I will need to assign a workspace with content that I can then manage and take it all the way from development into production inside Power BI. So I'm going to assign a workspace. I can choose from a list of workspaces that I'm allowed to assign, and I'm going to assign it into the development slot. Now you see the workspace card, a summary of what I have in that workspace. Very easily, you can see exactly the summary of what I have: datasets, reports, and dashboards. I can also expand it and see exactly artifact by artifact, and I can also click on that and be able to open that in a separate tab. I'm going to click on the main button, which is Deploy to Test. When I hit Deploy, it means that it auto-generates a new workspace in the test environment. That is because that's a first-time deployment, and it will also copies all of the content that I have in development slot into the new workspace that I created in test. It will take a few seconds. I'm copying the exact mirror image of what I have in development, so it will keep the same relationships between datasets, reports, and dashboards, and so I'll be able to immediately use it. Now that it's copied, you can see that I have all of the content inside, exactly same content that I have in development. I also am getting here a green icon indicating that now the content between development and test is completely identical, which is obvious because I've just deployed the content and duplicated it. You see that now I also have the deployment time, so that when other people will have the ability to deploy, I can track when were changes made across each of the slots. Now, since I only have 20 minutes, I'm going to go and show you a full pipeline. Now all the content is copied across all the 3 slots, and you see that the indicators are green. Now, let's pretend that I'm working on my new version for that workspace, right? Let's go and make some changes. So I'm going to choose a report. Okay, let's say that I've got some customers asking me to pin more visuals into dashboard, so I'm going to pin this visual, and I'm also going to pin this visual to another dashboard. Great, and let's make changes to this report as well. Let's go in edit mode. Usually the right way would be to open that in desktop, to make changes and then publish, but due to time constraints, I'm going to do it here. So I'm going to change that. Let's say that no one is interested in the amount of units sold, but customers want to see the average discount. And the average price is also skewed, so they're more interested in the median. Great, now I'm going to save that. Awesome. And I also have someone from my team working on a new PBIX that is now ready to be published, so I'm going to publish that into my workspace, the sentiment analysis report. And it's created a new dataset report and a dashboard for me inside that workspace. So summarizing what I've did, I've added a new PBX, I've pinned 2 visuals into 2 dashboards, and I made changes to 1 report. It's important that you remember that, because when I get to my pipeline, this will be the last time that you will need to remember what changes were made. Now what you see is that I'm getting my indicator orange now. That's because now the content is not identical between those two slots. Now it's easy to see that I've added new content because I have more artifacts here in comparison to the test, but I've also made changes to existing content, and that's not reflected here. But if I click on compare, voila. You can see an artifact by artifact comparison so that you can very easy and very fast understand exactly what happened and what changes were made. So you see that the new PBIX is now labeled with a green icon, with a green label of new, while the report that I've made changes is now with an orange label of change, and also my 2 dashboards. So it's very easy, no matter who is making the changes, whenever it's in the pipeline, it's very easy for me to track changes and then to decide whether I need to talk with the owners of those artifacts, or I know it's ready, now I can deploy it to my next slot. So I'm ready to deploy it. I'm clicking, I'm getting a notification, right? It's not a first-time deployment. Now, any artifact that has been changed, a report, a dataset, or a dashboard, will now be overwritten. It means that the content will be updated while I'm keeping the ID, the link, or the permission to each of those artifacts in a specific workspace intact. Nothing will be changed, so people who will have permission for that will continue to have permission to the same artifact and will only overwrite the content. So can I click continue? Hold on, just one more thing. So that's all great, but what if I'm overwriting content, what if I have specific things that I want to keep for, let's say, for test or for production? Let's say, for example, that I have a query parameter that is defining specific stuff in the query that is related only to test or to production. What if I have a dev, test, and production databases, so I want datasets to be connected to different dev, test, and production environments? If I overwrite them, I will need to do everything again, and it will be a repetitive manual work. Surprisingly, we thought of that. So I can go here to slot configuration, and here I can define dataset rules. Dataset rules allows me to configure for specific parameters and data sources in a dataset the configuration that I want to keep persistent and to keep them for either for test or for production, so that when I'm deploying content, I will still keep those values intact and the same, so that I can deploy again and again and again while keeping the settings all the same. Let's see how it works. Right now, I don't have any rules, so let's define some. I'm choosing for that specific data set, I'm choosing the current data source, and I want to replace that. Now let's go and I'm copying that, now pasting. That's a delicate job. Awesome, and now I want to define some parameter rules as well. Let's see what parameters do I have here. The first one is query size limit. So in this demo, I've defined the query parameters that is limiting my amount of rows that I'm retrieving from my data source to the top query size limit definition. So right now in dev, so that it will be a minimal amount of data when I'm working on that and publishing, it's only 100 rows. Let's say that for test, I want to increase it not for unlimited, but for 10,000. I also have a filter parameters that defines product color to be only red or black. And so I want to change it to be unlimited with all. Now I'm saving, and I'm closing that. And now, after configure that, I'm ready to deploy again. And I'm hitting continue. In the meantime, I'm going to open the report that I want to show you until it will be deployed. So that report is connected to the dataset in dev before I made the configuration rules. So you can see the original data source was only for Australia data, while the one that I've changed was for the entire world. It's also, you can see here the parameters that are affecting the product color and the amount of rows that I'm retrieving from my data source. Now let's go back here. Okay, now you see that deployment has changed. You see how the green, the indicators has changed to green because now content is identical again, while now it's orange between test and production because this is where changes has been made. And now I can click here as well, and you see that it's giving me the same view as I've seen before. Now, I want to go and refresh the data set that I've applied rules on because I've changed the data source, so I need to retrieve new data. So I'm going to go to the sales analysis, and I'm going to refresh. Let's give it a second. In general, when I'm not touching the data set, and when it's not a first-time deployment, it will also retain the data, so you don't have to automatically refresh, or it's not expected to have a downtime. But since I've connected that to a new data source, I need to refresh. Now it's over, and I can open that. Now that is the same report, but in test slots. So you can see that I'm seeing the exact same thing, but now I have availability for the entire world data because I've changed the data source. I have removed the limitation of product color, so I can see all the colors, and it's connected to, it is retrieving 10,000 rows from my database. And so it's the exact same report, but connected to the same, to different database and with different definitions of the parameters so that you can see that it's different. And I've pre-prepared that in production, for example, for an unlimited amount of query size. And then you see that the total database is 60K rows. And you can see that it looks different from test. So just to summarize, what we are about to release within a few months is a very easy tool to manage your content all the way from development to production in a collaborative environment. A deployment pipeline is an object in Power BI where you can have create multiple ones, and you can share it with others, or others can share it with you. You can easily deploy content and copy it or overwrite it across the environments. You can very easily and fast understand what changes others have made or what updates, so that you can decide whether it's time to deploy or not. And you can configure settings for each of the environments so that you can keep connection to data or definition of the query parameters or any other filters through parameters on data source. And that is only the beginning for us. Thank you very much.